Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the G-Town podcast. This is episode number 7. My name is Brendan Borillo. I am your main host of the show. We got Aaron, Richard, and Jordan joining us again on the cast. Just a few things before we start. Before we start the podcast, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We are live on Spotify. That is a heavy reminder. We heavily recommend that you listen to us on Spotify on a cold, chill day or anything like that. But without notice, here we are. We have the Blade Master, OG curly hair, Mr. Nathaniel Lorzano. Hey! Hey!
Let's go.
What's good, man? Hey!
Let's go. Let's go. Boy.
Nate, thank you so much for hopping onto the podcast with us, man.
Yeah, anytime, man. Anytime.
Nate is an OG homie of ours. Actually, childhood friend.
Childhood friend, man.
Legit.
Since
elementary days.
Since you got to William F. Davidson, man.
That's correct. Exactly. Yeah. I remember when we first met. I was still like a new kid coming into the Guildford, Surrey area. I went to William F. Davidson for elementary. There was also a neighboring school, like a few blocks away from us. It's called Bonaccord. That's where Nathaniel went. And apparently the WFD guys and the Bonaccord guys would always like link up, meet up. And excuse me. To be honest, I am still sick, guys. I'm literally just getting over my cough. So I apologize again if I cough here and there. But back onto that. Nathaniel and his crew would always come over to William F. Davidson, or we would go back and forth or something like that, right? And that's where I first met Nathaniel. He was like this guy. You brought like your skateboard or something.
Oh yeah, I remember that one time, a couple times. Yeah.
And this guy, this is like the first time that I've seen someone finally rocking the snapback. You guys remember when snapbacks were like a heavy trend?
Yeah, bro. Whatever happened to that though, eh?
Snapbacks?
The dad cap came in, bro.
It's just anyone can wear any hat now.
Exactly.
That's what it is now.
That's true.
Right? Yeah.
But if it's one thing, Nate was always like fresh as fuck, and I'm still wearing like the Aeropostale swag back then. There's one thing I wanted to bring up with everyone at first. So when everyone was younger, what was like your guys' like go-to brand?
Arrow, bro.
Arrow.
How young are you talking? Like
I'm talking about like grade 6 to the 8th grade.
Dude, for sure like Gap or something like that. Yeah.
No,
I wouldn't like choose like my clothes, man. I'd like wait till my mom would buy that shit for me. It was like till I was like grade 9, grade 10. That's when I started like choosing my own shit. So I was like a little bit late.
I'm with you on the Aeropostale and Hollister, bro. That's what I wore back in the day.
Like Urban Planet? I don't know.
Yeah.
Urban Planet.
Urban Planet.
Yeah.
Fuck with that. Nate, what about you, yo?
Well, my brother, he influenced me on this style, right? And he's 5 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was on tune with like all the stuff that he was into. So it was like all the streetwear stuff back then, like the 100s, 10 Deep, Undefeated, like A Life, and like and like I would like not so much Crooks.
No,
and then maybe Obey.
Like straight young and just rocking.
Yeah,
like,
bro,
rocking
and
the shits.
I used to go on like Karmaloop, and I used to look at like those outfits.
Yeah,
man. And like my bro introduced me to like hypebeast back even when I was that young, bro.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's what I was spending my time on back then.
That's crazy. Yeah. Well, like as a young guy too, it's like kind of hard to obtain money to like get those.
Of course,
clothes.
bro.
Yeah.
I had like just like a couple pieces here and there, but then I just made sure to keep it clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'll get some hand-me-downs from my brother.
The rotations were always fresh, you know.
Yo, no doubt.
Windbreaker or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
You know, beg my mom for some new shoes, right? You know, that lasts me like 8 months, man. Maybe 2 years, right? Like, yeah, man. Every time we go to the States.
Yeah, for sure. Right?
Yeah.
Well, what's the store? Fuck. There's like a skate store that's only in the States. At Bellis Fair.
Zoomies, no.
No. Oh, was it Zoomies? No, I'm not sure.
That was
Paxson?
Yes,
Oh,
that
Paxson.
one. Yeah,
I never bought anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But that's
expensive.
like that's where they have all the stuff, though, right?
Yeah,
Paxson.
back then, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a quick little introduction to the audience that don't know you. Nate, introduce yourself to the audience.
What's up? I'm Nathaniel Lorzano, also known as Barber Nate, Lil
Barber
Nate, Shuffle Nate, you know. I cut hair, and yeah, I have a spot up in Guilford at 96 and 152, up above the Greek Islands. And I went to high school with these guys, and no one. I probably cut everybody except you. So come through soon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you only recently cut me, like
Yeah, exactly.
January.
Exactly. I cut this guy like way back then. Man.
Way back then. Yeah.
Then.
Yeah, that was back when you used to cut in your garage.
Oh yeah, bro. I had like this white stool, and then it didn't even elevate. And there's no hydraulic in it. It was just stuck in one.
There's no backrest.
Yeah, no backrest.
Whoa,
It was like a wall, mirror mounted onto the wall, and like you could barely see yourself. Like it's just like only this part of your head, you know?
Yeah,
I remember.
How long were you rocking that setup for? Like back in the garage?
Dude, honestly, like 4 years, man. And it was just
That's crazy.
It was just like, you know, it was inconvenient and like to renovate it. My like at first my parents didn't really want me to cut hair, but then I just did it for fun, you know. So I never expected it to become what it is
blow
now,
up,
right?
yeah.
But I love it though. Like your hobby became like such an expressed passion.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like it started in the OG, like at home, and you're just like cutting here and there, and then it just blew up.
Yeah.
Back then, Nate used to cut in his own house, in his garage. Yeah, he had a dope little setup, and he has like 5 chairs lined up, and every chair was like filled up. It was like waiting in line. I was like the fourth guy, yo. I'm like, dang, yo.
I had like my boombox in there, man.
Yeah.
I was bumping my mixes in there, bro. Then. Yeah.
Fuck with the music, yo.
Yeah.
I swear to you guys, sometimes when I was sitting in the chair, I like build up my phone. I'm like, yo, what song is this?
Oh shit. He's still bumping crazy tunes at his place now too, man.
I love music, man. That's all. Yeah.
But going back to the old style, back in the elementary days, I used to. My mom used to like stack me up with the Aeropostale. I'd actually beg her for it sometimes.
They actually went bankrupt too,
this guy had the.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this guy had the. You had the long hair too. Right?
Yeah.
Long hair. I remember you made like some Facebook video like eating 2-bite brownies or something like that. I don't know if was that it.
No, that's it. That
Yeah.
is it.
Yo, back to memory lane for the host right there, yo.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
So those of you who
No,
know me in the
man.
past, I used to make a lot of like
Man.
skit videos. They're all like pretty random like skit videos, and like it was pretty cringy, but I love them to the best of my ability. But yeah. I remember one thing when we got into like high school, everyone was like starting to wear like plain clothes and not like Aeropostale. So I thought I was like kind of lame. So I was just like, bro, I'm like, yo, I need to change up my style. I was actually stressing out at home sometimes. I'm like, yo, I don't even know what am I gonna put on.
Straight up.
Okay. Nate, what'd you do today? Or how's everyone's weekend so far?
It's good.
It's good.
Just chilling.
Chilling.
Just chilling with my homies.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just break off work, man. So just relaxing.
Yeah. Took a day off.
That's good.
Day off.
Great.
Yeah. Sorry to call you out on that 2-bite brownie thing.
Oh no, that's all good, man. That's all love. I love hearing about it because
take it way back, man.
Mhm.
Way back.
I'm glad people still remember it.
MSN days, bro.
Oh, MSN, dude.
That's-
I love that shit. And then I feel like when we were like grade 8 or something, MSN was the shit for like the beginning of it, and then like everyone started going off like on like Facebook Messenger or like Tiny Chat and shit.
BBM.
Tiny chat, bro.
Tiny Chat, yo, straight up.
There's like lots of variations of the tiny chat. There's like
Yeah, I forgot. No, there was one that was very popular, but then it just
Uvu?
like went or something like.
Uvu. Oh no, that's different. It was
No,
like
no,
it
that
was,
was
a-
just
it was
recent.
on the website, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
But yeah,
That was
we used to
big
do that
too.
back in the day. I remember Aaron
Yeah.
back in the day. We used to sea walk
Yeah,
together.
that's actually how I like
That's how we linked
came
up,
to,
man.
yeah, how we linked up.
Mhm.
Like back when even when I was like grade 6. it was
No,
you-
yeah, around there.
Yeah, and then Nate was at Bonaccord. We would like link up from like mutual homies, and then we just like we were kind of alike, and like we just exchange
Yeah.
info, and we would just like talk on MSN.
Yeah,
So,
bro.
Word.
Yeah, man.
That was like before high school, and then
Wow.
Then when we got into high school, like we talked here and there.
Yeah, for sure. Always
that-
loved them, man. Never forget, bro. We used to talk like
Yeah.
all,
we used to talk
all the
mad.
time, bro.
Straight up.
100%, dog.
Yeah.
I was annoying, bro.
No, but that's how me and Nate bonded through like kind of dance and music.
Through dance.
Yeah,
right?
bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And like, cause like we used to see walk, we used to make videos, and like we used to video edit.
Yeah.
And, like, we used to
And then
go
the
hard,
meetups too, right?
man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like meetups at G
bro. We
Town or
would
whatever.
just meet up.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
me and
man.
Nate just like we were
Wow.
Yo, we watched it. I remember, man. We went to go for theaters.
Yeah.
Bro. We're young. Too,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Mad young, bro.
That was good times, man.
Yeah.
What was your Seawalk name? I forgot you Seawalk too.
It was like, I had a couple. I don't want to say them.
No, go ahead, say it. You gotta say
Everyone's like,
it.
I don't say them,
they're
man.
like YouTubing it. It's like
I don't
shit.
say them.
It's all good, bro.
See, Brendan, didn't you see Walk for a bit too?
Oh man, I tried,
You
but then
tried,
like,
right?
it's just because like I was like finally coming into like an Asian school, and like everyone was like sea walking
Straight
all
up,
this stuff,
man.
like they're like hip hop and dancing, and I'm like, oh, I want to be like that.
That's what I loved about like William F. Davidson, and then like going to JH was that culture that we had, bro.
Was
'Cause, like,
there.
yeah, because like if you go to other places in Surrey, you don't really see that type of style.
Mhm.
Like
For sure.
all of us, we
Yeah.
all really like we're in tune with the same stuff. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And like I feel like that comes from like before all the phones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That we were all in the same like we all had the same influences. Like we all watched the same shows, all watch like much music. Like
Yeah.
we all hear radio.
Yeah.
And then like we'll hear music from like our older siblings or like family, right?
Mhm.
And like go on LimeWire and like it's just,
LimeWire.
like, you know what I mean? Like play games and just like listen to music and
Mhm.
like it's just like and back then like whatever you saw on TV like or whatever you liked like that's what influenced you and like and all of us that's what we're all stuck into now. All these kids they're all on their iPads and
Yeah,
you know,
straight
their
up.
phones, and like
Yeah.
they get to see all this stuff, and they look old now, man.
Yeah.
Like
I
you
know.
know, it's like
Straight
damn,
up.
these kids are swagged out, man.
Yeah.
These kids are swagged out.
That's
man.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bro, I remember something that I used to grow up on. Well, I'm pretty sure we all did. How I got into hip hop was like watching ABDC.
Oh,
America's Best Dancer.
yeah.
Jabberwockies.
Jabberwockies
Yeah.
revolutionized that, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
We got Quest Crew coming
Yeah,
in doing
Quest
like
Crew.
the crazy
Yeah,
flips.
yeah.
They took hip hop to another level, and then
And their
then-
outfits too. Their fits were what I was looking at too. Like when they match everything too, I was like, wow, it's sick. I didn't know what they were, like what shoes they were rocking, what clothes they were rocking, but
Yeah.
I thought it was like so dope how like they would like sync everything together and like all the colors match and like all that shit. It's nuts.
And then, do you guys remember Poriotics?
Oh,
Yeah,
of
of
course.
Yeah,
TikTok,
yeah, yeah,
TikTok.
yeah.
Damn.
The hair.
The hair, yeah.
Yo, the flips, man.
Yeah,
That show used to be good for like the first
3
couple-
seasons.
3-4 seasons.
Yeah.
You know? Like I used to watch it like week by
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Yo.
And then got shit.
I remember like before it was hard to like if you miss it,
Yeah.
oh man, you're done. Like you're just like I'm just on YouTube trying to find like
Yeah, but you,
like
yeah.
but it's not even good quality.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
No music.
Yeah,
man.
Back
the
then-
music's like out of sync or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
I'm like,
shit.
what the
Oh,
heck?
isolated.
No,
Yeah.
for real,
Yeah, bro.
Like from week to week, like
Yeah.
they would do like the Michael Jackson challenge.
Yeah,
you know, like
no,
there'd be
so
different
dope.
challenges
Mhm.
and incorporate different things.
Yeah.
It was so
Yeah.
really creative.
Back then, like I used to watch the show so much. I started like breakdancing in my living room,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Like I was young too, so even before that, probably I just love that dance, like the b-boying. Like it just looks so sick that
Mhm.
a person can do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I just like thought it's like it looks so, you know, when you're a kid and you just think you're so good at stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and I just kept doing it, man. I watch videos like on the old YouTube, man. Like
Yeah.
like the box is like this, man. Like and it would take it was on the old computer. It would
Yeah.
take like 10 minutes to buffer, man.
You gotta pause it. You gotta buffer.
You gotta like wait a little bit.
It's like, oh shit,
man,
alright,
it
now it's
sucked,
like-
bro. Yeah, man. And when I was really young, man, I was like talking grade 6. Like I was going to the rec, like.
In the little corner.
Yeah,
there,
man,
right?
and like I met so many people out there, and I was for real like taking it seriously, but I never really got like too crazy at it. But I met a lot of good people through it, you know.
Yeah.
And like, it's crazy, like, because I'm in so tune with that culture. It's like even though I'm not as great as other people, I was able to connect with them through that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like it's so dope, man. Like it's a part of hip hop. The style was crazy. It influenced my style a lot. Yeah. So it was like, and like it influenced a lot of my other dancing too, like ABDC. Like
Yes,
I used
sir.
to try to tut and stuff.
No.
Like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
bro.
And I think even that exposed
Yeah.
you to different types of music and like
Oh,
and you
no
it
doubt.
branches
Sure,
out
bro.
that way, right?
Easily. Like it was just like, yeah, that's how I fell in love with music so easily. You
Yeah,
know, like
really.
it's crazy. You see kids now like what they're in tune with, and like it's so easy for them to find it, right?
Mhm.
And for me, like when that was accessible, that's all I was trying to find. Like you know,
Yeah.
different, just a lot of different stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know what it was. I was just so interested. I was a weird kid.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I was a weird
Yeah.
kid. Yeah.
Just kids
Yeah.
are built different
Mhm.
this time. It's
Yeah,
not
man.
bad, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
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 I used to pick off like all my music, like back in the day, off this guy,
Yeah.
and like and Eric too.
Yeah.
Right. These guys found like the R&B exclusive.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron had those exclusive
Yeah.
remixes, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yo, for real, I'm begging. He's doing a Seawalk video. I'm begging for that song, man. I finally found like a rip, and it was almost there, man, and it wasn't full. It wasn't the full version. He had the full version. He didn't. Get
You're like on LimeWire looking for it.
No, man, I was like
YouTube.
everything. Man.
Yo, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
I remember those.
I still ask Aaron for music all the time too.
No,
It's
back
crazy.
then, no,
Yeah.
like me and Nathaniel used to like trade music and just like
Yeah,
Wow.
just like
yeah, man.
just be up,
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes
Yeah.
deep.
Kind of
for
like,
real.
check out this guy. check
Yo,
out this
Yeah.
because on Amazon they have the option where you can file transfer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
I
Jeez.
don't remember that either.
I remember like Winks.
Yo, you remember that for sure?
Yeah, I
right?
do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like like Superhero by Chingy, that remix. You guys know that?
Sam off.
Relax.
No, it was like, you know what it was? It was like Deep Pride, man, and like Deep Pride and like J Rise,
Little Crazed, Traffic,
all like
Traffic.
Timothy Delgado, man.
Yeah.
That guy's
Sounds like the era of Asians,
funny,
too.
man.
I know.
J
Era of
Rise,
Asians like
Yeah.
Tommy C.
Oh.
wedding dress.
Oh my god, dude.
And everybody had like a K-pop
K-pop phase.
For sure.
You know, they definitely people.
I'm like way over the K-pop phase though.
They're still big today,
It's
though.
funny how
I know they're still on,
huge.
yeah.
They're
like that's
huge.
why like I don't hate on people that like it, man.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
I can see why they like it, right?
Yeah.
Teach their own.
It's just
Yeah.
like it's just like liking any other boy band or like music.
Any genre, yeah.
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 Random fact, like I've been watching anime since I was a young kid, and like I listened to a lot of like J-pop and J-rock, Japanese
No
pop and rock.
way.
Yeah.
You're hella Japanese influence, man.
So like, I still listen to it to this day, and like
Really?
whenever I go to the gym, I don't listen to English music.
Yeah.
I listen to like a Japanese rock and all this stuff, and it's
Wow.
like
That's
I just
cool.
go so ham. I don't know what they're saying, but it's just like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah, that was like my issue with
cool.
like K-pop and stuff. No one would know what they're saying, right? They're just like listening to it.
You listen,
Yeah.
literally listen to the instruments
Yeah.
and the melody that.
Yeah, the melody.
But people
And
actually
then
like.
some English words,
They-
like
yeah,
some,
yeah,
like
some
a
English
little
words.
bit, and they're like, "Yo, this shit's tight." I'm like, "Damn." There's props for rocking with it, but like
Yeah.
if you think about it, like all international people, they listen to American music too, not knowing what the fuck
that's
they're
true.
saying, right?
That's
That's
true.
right.
too.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
actually really true.
And they're huge. They're huge when they go overseas, right? Nuts.
I love how you brought up b-boying, because I remember I used to try to b-boy too.
Wow.
Shout out to the old
JH.
JH CAF crew who always used to be b-boy, Ryan Monahan, Jack Lowe, so those guys. Shout out to those
JJ
guys.
Kazan, yeah, man. All those guys.
Oh, bro,
Yeah.
like these are actually nuts. Like after school,
Yeah.
these guys playing the b-boy music. I'm already hearing it. I'm already walking down the hallway. I hear the b-boy music.
Wow.
They're all doing their power moves too. Their powerhouse moves. They're doing
Oh,
like the
they're
windmills.
I think like every Friday they'll do it, and like I don't know. I remember just like walking down the calf. Like, every Friday you just like it feels good because like they're already blasting music. 3 o'clock bell rings and like they're playing music. They're dancing.
See, that was what was cool about JH. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like we had a sick dance team,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know, it's like a lot of creative people came out of JH. you
For
know?
sure.
And it's like I'm proud. You know, like even Brennan, man. Look at this. We're on this
Podcast.
podcast,
Yeah.
man.
Yes,
Ceston, this guy is so creative, man.
I shout out to Prada Man again,
Yeah.
man. Get this guy on
Yeah.
right now.
Yo.
Earlier, we were having some technical difficulties, but Ceston and Aaron, they figured it out. So thanks to them.
So smart.
So smart.
How many viewers you have right now?
Right now?
I know.
Nah, let's find
Like
out.
11, I
See,
think.
it's like-
11.
People are
11?
watching right
Negative
now.
10.
Oh, hello
Even
everybody.
negative right now.
Hello everybody. 10.
Negative
10.
5.
We appreciate every eye in here in the podcast, guys. So
Yeah.
every eye, every viewer, we appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much for tuning in. But yeah, the B-boy crew, they always try to like invite me in. I was always so shy because like they were so good. They're like doing like all these air flares and stuff. That's like where you're on your hands and you're like twisting around in the air, and I'm like, holy fuck. You guys know what the jackhammer is?
Oh, for sure.
The jackhammer is like,
Yeah.
it's like the
You know,
baby
that
freeze.
foam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like you're hopping
You're
around.
hopping on it.
You're,
Yeah.
you're like spinning around like this. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Sounds hard, dude.
And like, and that's why it's called breakdancing.
Oh, shit.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Dude, the Japanese men are crazy on that.
Oh
The
yeah.
Koreans, like all the Asians.
Search it on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Like all like the dance battles and stuff.
Yeah, the way they enter. Oh man.
So much swag when they walk in.
Now dance is so big too, right? Like not just
It's
yeah,
huge.
yeah.
It's just so big.
I remember, like ABDC was like the start of like hip hop, or it wasn't like the start of it, but then like World of Dance now you can go on YouTube and just watch everyone do and stuff. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Getting into a little bit more on high school memories, I want to talk about everyone's like upcomings as their first job. So
Yeah.
I'm starting with me. We'll go around the table. We'll leave Nate for last.
Okay. Let's
Damn,
Yeah,
yo.
But before I tell you guys my first job, I'm gonna tell you guys a little funny story. Everyone says that McDonald's is a great place to work at, but sadly, for my whole entire career in high school, I applied at McDonald's at least 6 times, and they never hired me. And it's actually really, really sad. And each day, each time that I tried, there was like 4 out of 6, McDonald's hiring day thing, and I thought they were supposed to like
The National Hiring Day?
National Hiring Day.
Yeah.
That they're supposed to hire people, right? But then like, sadly, I never got it. Like out of the 6 times, that's really embarrassing. I was like, oh,
and you
my
would go to
goodness.
like every McDonald's too. The Guilford one, the Nash one, the Fleetwood one.
Oh, really?
Crap,
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
That's.
I like walk all the way
sucks,
there, man. Like with like so much like joy in my head. I'm like so determined. I need a job. I want to get paid. I want to get my first job. I want to work behind the counter. I want to cook some fries.
Right, straight up. Make some burgers.
Yeah. But sadly,
How old were you when you were applying?
bro, I was like
16,
16.
right? Yeah.
16. Yeah.
And like I was like so determined, and then like I remember like the 6th time, I was so sad, so discouraged. I was like, fuck it, man. I was so sad that like I thought
Out of all places too, like McDonald's, bro.
in my head at the time, I'm like, bro, I'll never get a job. If I can't work at McDonald's, I'll never get a job. But then I spoke to my mom and dad that day, and it's like, Brendan, you're young. You don't have to work now. You know, just chillax. And I'm like, all right, yeah, you're right. And then like, shout out to my parents for always picking me up like that. Like I was like so emotionally distraught from it. But my first job that I've ever worked at was for Aritzia. It was like a seasonal thing. I hit up my cousin. My cousin hit up me if I wanted like a part-time job during the winter, and then like I took that job. I was like really young. I was like 16 still, and then like at Aritzia, what we had to do was we had to sales tag every single clothing item inside the store, and like we'd be there till like 3 a.m. and it was like the craziest thing. I was like so happy.
How old were you?
I was 16.
Wow.
And I'm like, dude, this is my first shift, man. I was like so happy, and like I got off work at Aritzia. It was like 3 a.m. and I'm like, yo, fuck it, I'll walk home, man. I was like so happy. It's like so cold, so cold.
But you're out there getting a check though. You know what I mean?
It's seasonal. It's seasonal too, so it's in the winter.
Yeah.
you have to know
And
that.
it's late hours
You have to
too.
know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
It luckily didn't snow that day, but it was freaking cold.
Yeah, that's a long walk when you're like after a long day at work too, bro.
Funny thing is, my boss at the time, after I worked that shift until 3 a.m., she asked me, hey, do you want to come work in tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.? I missed that shift.
What?
Yo, she's fucked, dude.
What the heck, man?
No, I was like
Yeah.
so determined though. I'm like, yo, fuck yeah, I'll come. Right? I like, dude, I slept way past it. I woke up, I look at my phone, and my manager's like, hey, are you still coming? And I'm like, oh my god, my heart like dropped. I was like,
No
oh,
way.
fuck.
You'll lose your job.
What time you wake up? What time you wake up?
So I was supposed to come in at 10.
Yeah.
It was like 11:30.
Oh,
I
that's
was
not
like-
bad then.
And I like texted her back like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'll still come. And she's like, oh, don't worry. It's okay. Just stay home. I didn't realize you worked until 3 a.m. last night. And I'm like, oh yeah.
For that Aritzia job,
That's
do you
fucked,
work with any
dude.
friends?
Or,
You worked with Justin, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, no.
Not that time. Right?
Or you worked with like Digo?
No. I didn't work with any of
He
them.
was the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually worked with my cousin Brian. Because my cousin Cassandra, she recommended us two. Because like we're just like, oh, yeah, I just want to make extra cash. So
Yeah.
we did that. Like, the thing is, like, this was so big because it was my first job. Because like, they're like asking me from like my SIN number and all that shit. And I'm
You're
like,
like, what?
Yo, what? what is that? And then like, I'm like always like on my phone. I'm like, oh, they might call me soon. They might call me soon. Da 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 da. But yeah, that's my first job story.
It's tough work.
It was tough work, but it made me really happy. So
Yeah.
Aaron, first job.
My first job was when I was like 16. I was like applying like summer jobs. So I applied for like the Playland
yeah.
trainee.
Yeah.
So like I got a call and then
Yeah.
I went to like a group interview and we sat on like a table and like it's kind of like a social icebreaker thing.
Yeah.
To see like how you talk.
Like a group interview.
Yeah, like a group interview thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't that serious, but for me it was like it's like so serious. So so like I passed and they gave me a call like, hey, an email and everything like, hey, we want you on the team. I'm like, yo, like this is sick. Playland.
Yeah.
P&E, like I'm gonna run rides and everything.
Yeah.
But, like I'm 16, right? So like nah.
They can't, right? 18.
Yeah, they're not gonna run rides.
Yeah.
So
oh shit.
So what they made me do is like I'm like. At that season, they had like a new like a playground area for the P&E. Like, I never knew they had a playground area. They're like people built like playgrounds.
I didn't even know until now.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Yeah.
So when I got there, they're like, so you're gonna like supervise these kids on the playground, and they're like they're just like kids like one age is like 5 to 10. They're just like climbing. These kids are crazy. They're like climbing, doing backflips on the playgrounds. Like and I'm supposed to watch them 3 playgrounds. I'm like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
What?
I was like...
You're like 16 years old.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, careful. I had to tell them, come down. It's stressful, bro.
What?
It's stressful. I thought it would be chill.
First job too, right?
Yeah.
And there's like, how many people at a time would you have to like do
we had like 3 or 4 guys. Like for like each playground. There's like 3 playgrounds and like it's like we got like 1 person per playground.
Yeah.
And like we just like supervise kids.
You don't want any of these kids to like break their neck.
Yeah,
no,
that's your job. Like, that's what they're telling you.
Like, make sure they don't break their necks.
Yeah,
So when you apply at Playland, you don't really know what you're applying for.
No, you can't apply. Like I want to do.
It's like a box
route,
job.
Like,
they just give you
tickets.
They just give you a job.
Pretty much, yeah. And
cool.
I don't know. Like it was a good experience. It was pretty cool.
I remember a lot of people applied for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think I applied too, but I didn't get it.
What? Dude,
I've been through some shit, man.
It's all good, man.
Richie?
I like my journey started like maybe like 17. I applied at like 3 McDonald's and I didn't get the job either. I'm like, fuck McDonald's, yeah. So like I actually started working late. Like I like at Holy Cross you're supposed to do like work experience, like 90 hours. And I started at Sport Check. And like they made me their bitch basically. Like get like smoothies and shit.
Wow.
And then like back then they'd be like, oh, just tap, bro. I'm like I'd fucking like get myself meals and shit too. I don't give a fuck. Because like dude, I'm working for free, right? It's like they made me work 90 hours and they didn't even let me like sell shoes or like do anything. They just like clean up the floor. So I quit like 60 hours in and I'm like, it's like, can you sign it? I worked 90 hours and he's like, yeah. And then that's like my only job that I ever had in my life. And I hated it. Like wow. I would never work, like props to people that work retail, but I never do it again. I never got paid for it too.
It's work experience.
Yeah, I know, but still, like, fuck, man. But that's about it. That's my job experience. Started at McDonald's and then at Sport Check. What about you?
Kerwang?
My first job was actually at my aunt's dental clinic.
Oh, yeah. I remember. Yeah.
So when I first started there, my original job was just to like clean instruments and to like just clean up rooms after patients, like let patients in and stuff. So after like some time doing that, she asked me, she's like, do you want to do some like actual dental work? I'm like, I was probably like 16, 17 too.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what do you mean actual dental work? Like I didn't go to school for this. Like I can't do this stuff. So she's just like, yo, just help me like do the suction. You know that suction when you go to the dentist?
Yeah.
Bro, I used to like mess with people with that thing, bro. I used to just like suck way too much saliva, man, choking and stuff. Like and like I just be like, yo, my bad, yo. Like especially if I knew them, like my cousins and stuff, because all my cousins, like my whole family goes to this dental clinic.
Oh, really?
So like. You don't even know who I am because I'm wearing a mask and like glasses, so I'm walking
No
around.
way.
And then like people think that I'm like a certified like dental assistant. They're like asking me how many years I've been to school and stuff, and I'm just like, I never went to school for this, to be honest. I didn't say that, but I'm just like, nah. So that was my first
How worried.
Was it like grimy work though, like blood splashing and
yeah,
like,
bro.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to help
crazy.
with like a couple extractions.
Wow.
Yeah, so I saw like all of that, like pretty
Tasty.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's actually nuts.
Yeah, that was my first job experience. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
What's the name?
It's funny you asked that because I got my first job at Aritzia as well. Because one day, it was like a year after you did it, and you came and you were getting a haircut from me, and you're telling me about that you can like get this job, get the job for me because a couple other people you got a job, you helped out too, Justin Ortiz was one
Oh.
of them too.
Shout out to Justin,
Yeah.
Diego,
Yeah,
Garrett,
Diego.
Eric too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you
Yeah,
on there
y'all
too?
hustle?
A couple years after.
A couple years after.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you do like
Yeah.
overnights and stuff too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was my first job, and it was same thing. Like she asked me, "Do I want to come after?" And I was like, nah.
Total opposite.
Yo, it
Wait, like
sucked.
first day?
It honestly, yeah, bro.
Like, you quit
Honestly,
first day?
Yeah, it
Wow.
honestly sucked, man. It was like it was good pay, like $13 an hour.
Yeah.
I was cutting hair already, so I was already making a little bit of money, but. I was like, man, that's not worth it, man. Like, they treat you like slaves in there,
No,
bro.
that's-
Wow.
Yo, and you're like, you gotta pick
have
up
to do
those
it fast too,
jackets,
right?
man. Not even fast. It's just like there's just so many clothes, bro. Like, and you gotta there's like this book, and like you gotta price check everything, man. It's crazy.
There's a lot of work for
It's a lot-
like barely any pay, right?
It was like 13 back
Oh,
then.
yeah, back then, yeah.
Back
Pretty
then
good.
it was like before it was 10.
Yeah.
Back
Yeah,
then.
so that's pretty good.
It's good pay. It's good pay, and then.
We were just kids.
Yeah.
So.
And then after that, I got a job at Below the Belt,
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember
Which
that.
one?
Yeah.
Guilford?
Metro.
Metrotown.
Metrotown.
Actually, yeah, it's funny. I was with this guy.
Yeah.
I walked into Below the Belt, and my friend Taylor used to work there. And,
Oh yeah,
um,
he used to work there.
yeah, and the girl that was from my elementary, she went to she worked there as well. So the manager was super chill back then, and I told her that I worked at Aritzia. I only worked one day.
One day, one time.
and then I and then she's like, I was like, oh yeah, just give me your resume. And then she only liked me because my hair was curly. And
Ooh.
yeah, she's like, and obviously because my friend too. But
Remember
yeah,
this, yo?
you remember that,
Yeah, I
right?
remember.
And then yeah, man, she also said, she's like, you're a little shy, like we'll work on that. I'll open you up. And she was definitely one of the people that persons or people. One person.
People.
The person
People.
that really influenced me to like be more open.
Wow.
And, like have more, just be less shy, right?
Be more social. type
Yeah,
shit.
be more social.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like work. What is it? Like work, behavior. I guess.
Yeah.
Professionalism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you worked up Below the Belt.
So you did
Oh, really?
retail. How do you like retail though?
How did I like retail?
Yeah. How long were you there? And
I mean,
how
it
you
was
like it?
it was easy.
Yeah.
It was easy. Like, a lot of people like, they say it's so hard, but it's like, man, like it's your job, right? At the end of the day,
That's true.
like you gotta do what you
Yeah.
gotta do, man.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing comes easy in this world, man.
For sure. For
You
sure.
know, no matter how much money you get, right?
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Hard work and perseverance.
No
man.
doubt.
Yeah.
Nate, do you still sorry, I see like all these Instagram photos and whatnot. I don't know if you do, but do you DJ? Or-
Yeah, I dabble with it,
Uh-huh.
right? I was doing it like before I cut hair actually. Well,
Okay.
actually no, it was just around the same time.
Mhm.
So like I had some older friends. His name is Kabir,
Mhm.
and back then he was like producing and DJing and stuff like that.
Nope.
And yeah, we're cool. And one time he was like he knew I was interested in it,
Mhm.
so he's like, "Yo, man, I'll let you borrow my deck."
Word.
Yeah, man. And then I was like, and that's when I learned, bro.
That's sick.
I was like, and later on, like, I just had like a couple like small decks,
Mhm.
stuff like that. And nowadays, I just chill with it because like it's not my, like I do have a passion for it, but it's not really my main priority right now.
It's like
You
a
know what I
hobby
mean?
with that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like have a lot of friends in the industry, and it's just like I like to see them do it. You know what I mean? And it's just like when you see that, it's like that's what they want. You know? And like for me right now, that's not what it's not what I need, right? So, I'm still doing my thing, like barbering and all that stuff, right?
8 spins, yo.
He's sick
Yeah,
with it. He's
supple
sick-
fades,
he's
bro.
sick with it, yo.
Supple mixes.
Yeah,
You
supple
know what I
mixes.
mean?
He's actually sick
Yeah.
with it, yo.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was like your biggest like audience type of deal thing?
Like I've done a couple parties and like, like I've done like a room in Fortune,
Oh, that's
Word.
I've done like and I've done like a Baby Lung,
Yeah, Baby
like
Lung.
Baby Lung's show.
Oh.
I DJ for him.
Shout out
for
Baby
that
Lung.
one. Yeah, when he had his first concert in like 19 plus area.
That's so
Wow.
Yeah. it's
I saw
cool.
I saw a lot of stories on that guy,
Yeah.
Baby Lung. So you were DJing for him.
Yeah. yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's fucking dope,
So it's,
man.
yeah, it was cool. It was
Huge
cool.
crowd there, man.
Yeah.
Fortune Sound.
The Fortune Sound, baby. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sick.
Shouts out to Baby Lung, man. You know, if you're listening.
A lot of talent from that guy.
Oh yeah, for
Heard
sure.
a few.
100%,
Heard a few.
man.
Oh yeah.
Surrey's got talent, man. Surrey's
No
got-
doubt.
He's from Surrey.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's from Fraser Heights.
Fraser Heights,
Yeah.
bro.
No
He's
way.
from Fraser Heights,
Yeah,
bro. I've known that
man.
guy since like grade 1, bro.
Yeah,
Grade 2.
No
I went to
way.
elementary with him.
Are you serious?
Yeah, elementary to high school. Like a little bit of high school.
Surrey, born and raised.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Born
He's
and
in-
raised, bro.
He's in Toronto right now.
He's going to school in Toronto right now.
And if
That
you're
is-
listening, hope you're doing well, man.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah.
That's really
Killing
sick.
it, man.
Yeah. He showed me all the songs before they release. So,
Oh!
Yeah, the Barber exclusive, man. The Barber exclusive.
All right, I want to
Yeah.
get. I want to get more into your professional career right now.
Professional career.
Your
I don't like to call it a career, man.
What would you like to
No.
call it then?
what do you like to
Your
call it?
business?
It's just like, it's just
What
it's
you
just
do?
what I do, man.
Yeah.
That's
you
what
know?
you do.
The grass.
It's not hard for me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, I guess it could be equivalent to someone who, is into photography. You know what I mean?
Oh.
They don't do it for the money. They just
Yeah.
do it
Because
for
I love it.
yeah. And I just grow with, my clientele.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just grow with what's necessary,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So, I'm not gonna push myself to become more than what I can handle,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So right now is like, I'm going on with this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But yeah, it was like, it's basically just like, I just really, I don't want to say it's a job because if it's, most people, most people's jobs don't have their homies coming to their place like
Mhm.
all the time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like to me, that's what it is. I make friends with everybody, and I try to be as nice as possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't try to disrespect anybody's opinions or anything like that. And I feel like it's just like a chill lounge. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And I'm just giving you a haircut. Man,
Yeah.
And that's ultimately, it's always been that way.
It's like you love what you do, so you never work a day in your life. Type
Mhm.
shit. Yeah.
Exactly.
Supple fade. There you go. Slap that on.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, where did you get the name Supple from? What does Supple,
Man.
Supple mean?
Supple means the ability to flex. So like, obviously
Supple.
in our, in slang, flexing means like to look really,
Look good.
you know, to, carry yourself well, right?
Yeah.
You dripped out, right? Got sauce. Anyways, so me and my friend, we used to, I was in class one day, I was reading a book.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, supple. I was like, yo, that sounds cool. And then one of my other friend, it just so happened like he was reading a book too, and it said that too, and he just started saying it, and
Wow.
everything we would say like, like
A supple.
yeah, like, oh, I'm eating this, like, I'm wearing these supple shoes, or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and we just always say that, and like eventually when I got bigger and bigger and cut hair, like supple fades, you know what I mean? And I was just like, what? Like, and I had that hashtag for a while too, so
Mhm.
I was just doing that like as my own thing, like how
Yeah.
other people do, like I don't know, like Wisdom Club or like
Yeah, whatever.
I guess like
whatever.
Hades projects,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that when you're on Instagram you can find it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's where it really started. I just figured like I wanted to build a brand, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and like make the word supple. I wanted to change the definition of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's
cool.
yeah. That's not my ultimate goal, but it's just I felt like it sounded cool. You know?
Yeah.
That too, right?
It does.
Doesn't it have a good ring to it?
It
Catchy,
does.
bro.
It certainly does.
Yeah.
Has that G-Town ring to it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That,
It's just like, when you go to Florence, right? Like, it's like, you can't say, oh, I got Florence fades. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got a Florence fade. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, I got supple fade. And it's just like, damn, supple. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
makes you want to say it, right?
Fuck with the name alone.
Yeah.
How long how long has Supple Fates been open for? When did you first?
It's a long story.
Mhm.
There was something before Supple Fates.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was in so when I was cutting out my house,
Yeah.
I was cutting so many people that
Yes, sir.
I actually got reported.
Oh.
Yeah.
I never really addressed this. I never like put it on social media or anything. It's just like
For sure.
I never really cared, right?
Yeah.
And so I was cutting out my house and I got reported, and it was like in October 2017. And
Wow.
when that happened, it was like a couple days before my birthday actually.
Wow.
It's funny. And so I was just turning 19.
Yeah.
And I got and then right away, like I was just like I wasn't even stressing. I was just like, wow, like that's crazy, because I was already saving up for a shop
Yeah.
back then. And you know, there's this thing I actually do, like I always grow out my hair until I achieve a goal. And
Oh, that's cool.
back then it was either until I turned 19 or until I opened the shop.
Mm-hmm.
And then and that was like I decided that in the beginning of that year, so January 2017. And then and then going back onto getting reported was right away. I just figured, like, you know, this is a type of moment where I had to figure out what I wanted to do in my life. You know what I mean? And I was in school at the time because my parents wanted me to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I also worked at a shop for a bit too in Coquitlam.
Mm-hmm.
It's called a Mall of Fades. I'll get to that later, right?
Yeah.
I guess
For
this
sure.
right?
Yeah.
And anyways, after that, I just started looking on Craigslist, and I was looking for suites and all that stuff, and I was just finding whatever was available, and you know, because I had to serve to my clients,
Mm-hmm.
so I just had to find whatever was
Surrey?
able, yeah, and whatever I could do. So I found that, and it was like, you know, like $1,000 a month. So I was like, okay, this is affordable. I'll just go into this suite for a bit until I can, you know, have an opportunity to go somewhere else. Right?
Okay.
And so yeah, like I just eventually, so I was just working in there from in November, and right away, right after I got reported,
Yeah.
I was in there like the next couple of days.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you weren't
Because
like,
it was oh, I forgot to mention this, it was like I was able to license it quickly because it was already like a salon.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't like in a like, I'm gonna be honest, right? It wasn't in like a commercial spot.
Yeah.
It was like
Neighborhood.
residential.
Yeah. So the reason why it was a salon already was the lady who originally built the house was a hairstylist. So she built a salon in there, which was, since it's a custom made house, you need to have zoning permits and all that stuff. So that place was zoned.
Wow.
So, you know, so like if you're getting into business, you have to be really you have to understand that stuff, you know,
For sure.
like if you want to get into a space or whatever. So anyways, I worked in there up until so November 2017 until June 2018. And then I was approached by a friend. He was like, he's just like an investor, and he had this spot, and because I'm so young, I can't lease it myself, right? So he helped me get the spot, and me and him had this idea of like having a tattoo shop and a barber shop.
Oh.
Yeah, and things didn't really work out with the tattoo shop, and basically now it's just Supple Phase now, right? And that guy, he just helped me get that spot. You know what I mean? Yeah, and
Shout out to homie.
yeah, and I moved in there in June, June, yeah, early June, and I've been there since. Yeah,
So 2018.
2018. Yeah,
2018.
yeah. So
So-
not even a full year yet.
Oh, not really.
Yeah.
Not even a full year.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been so long.
Hmm.
Oh damn.
Wow.
You gonna throw a party?
Block party.
Block party.
Block party.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
It's nice to hear the origin of it because I've never heard about it.
I know many don't get haircuts from me anymore,
Yeah.
man. I'm just kidding. No.
Just,
I know you're getting haircuts from Justin, man.
Yes,
Shout out
sir.
to Justin, man.
shout out to Justin,
Yeah.
man. That's my guy, man.
Yeah.
Studio D.
Barber love right there.
Barber love, man.
Mhm.
No doubt.
You know.
I'm so like enticed with like the barber community
No doubt.
because
yeah.
like I got my haircuts like from a lot of people, right? And like everyone like kind of like grew up, and like they're all at places now. Like
Mhm.
you have your own shop now,
Yeah,
which is dope.
which is
I
dope.
used to get my haircut from my homie Alfred.
Alfred. Yeah.
Alfred. He used to.
Yeah.
This guy used to come over to my house, bro. This guy lives in
Yeah.
Fleetwood, bro. He got like
Yeah.
bust all the way here, bro.
Wow.
And like he cutting my hair in my house, yo. They're like
Wow.
lighting so bad. I'm
Yeah.
like, yo,
Yeah.
bro, I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Then I stole you from Alfred.
Yeah.
And then you went and then.
And then I went over to
And
Justin.
then you're in like you were in downtown a lot because
Mhm.
you worked in you were working downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
So-
it was.
So it was like a
Convenient.
little bit more convenient. for me.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I was cutting your hair like late nights, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people. I wish Eric was here because I have a good story with Eric. Is that I remember one that like, just I think it was maybe for his Artonis and or something and John brought, him and John came to my house at like 1 a.m. 12 a.m. 1 a.m.
Word.
and like and like I cut both their hairs and like we're just talking for like so late, man, like probably like till like 2-3 a.m. and like yeah, it's, it's just crazy because I miss John, bro, you know what I mean.
Yeah, we all do, man.
I miss
We all
John.
do.
But like it's just like it was so sick, man. Like even Eric, like he's so creative, and I see his Instagram,
Mhm.
he's building his portfolio, stuff like that.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was like it's just crazy. Like it's crazy how far I've come. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
how all of us have come. Right?
Yeah.
No doubt.
Exactly.
Like we're still so young, but like
We're like
with-
matured. Yeah,
yeah.
we've matured in
Yeah.
so many ways too.
Mhm. That's
like,
right.
Yeah, but the way that like it's just we all just have to keep pushing, man.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep working
Yeah.
hard. Keep pushing through life.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Living day to day as it is.
Oh yeah,
right?
bro. Blessed. We're blessed to be where
Mhm.
you be here, man. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Straight up.
I have a question. Bring it back to like way the beginning. Like how did you get started in cutting
How did I
hair?
get started?
Yeah.
So, originally, my grandpa, when he was younger, he used to cut hair,
Oh.
and when he moved here from Canada to Canada, I was getting him to cut my hair, and I was like, great. Well, first in grade 8, I went to this Filipino lady. She does it out of her house, and she used to charge like $7, $8.
Tita Baran.
Tita Veron, man. Yo, Ceston still goes down. Yo, man. She's the one that hooked me up with my first fade, man.
Yeah.
First fade, and like I remember one time I was like, she tried to give me a flat top. I was like, and that was actually the start. Because my hair's curly, right? I used to pick it out and I used to try to do the flat top,
Mhm.
and after that was actually what originally like my hairstyle, whatever. Anyways, going into it, my grandpa, he used to cut my hair, and he was like 88, and I was thinking like, if he could cut my hair, I could cut hair too.
Yeah.
So I just kept telling my homie, I was like, yo, I know I cut hair, man.
Yeah.
Homie Bia, my homie Bia, we're in class. I was like, I think it was like socials class or something,
Oh.
and yeah, he came to my house. We were in my backyard, and he was sitting on this bench. I had these clippers that my and
OG clippers. Yeah.
OG clippers, man. And those clippers would last me a long time too, man. I learned how to fade on those. Anyway, all these young kids that get these new equipment right away, man. I grinded for my parents wouldn't buy me nothing, bro. Anyways, yeah, I was cutting there, and like eventually it took me like 2 hours to finish this haircut. It was a bad haircut, man. Like I thought it was good. His hairline, it went like this. I pushed it back like back here, man.
No.
Man. I was like, people in school, they were roasting me, man. They're like, yo, Nate, don't cut hair, man. You know what I mean? Yo, for real. No hate, no hate. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not.
That's the upcomings, bro.
I'm positive, bro. Like there's no negative energy around me.
Mhm.
I don't care about nothing about that stuff. You know.
Yeah.
I hope everybody's doing well. I hope but yeah, that's the humble beginnings, bro.
Humble
and then I
beginnings.
got my homie, and then my second homie was Brian Ho, and he was like on Twitter one day. He's like, "Yo, I want to shave I want to shave my head," and I was like, "Yo, like."
Well, that's why
I know how to cut hair.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'll come through. Same thing. He was sitting in my bed on the bench, man. And then I shaved his head and I tried to give him fade and messed. It was alright. It was alright. You know. Yeah. This is like, and I had like a consistent like 10 people my first. Maybe, you know, for 10, 25 people like my first year. You know, and it was like. Eventually, it was just like. Obviously, people didn't want to come to me because I wasn't good yet.
Yeah.
And it was just people like, you know, I was charging like $5, man, you know, at that time. And I started charging like $10.
Yeah.
I started charging $10 for a long time too, man. Like
Just trying to learn it and
2,
stuff.
3 years. You know what it was? It was like, I knew how hard it was to have money. And like, I didn't want my friends to spend their allowance on my haircut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was doing it for my peoples, man. You know what I mean? And like, still now, that's why my price is the way it is. And yeah, I was just like continuously just like finding places to cut hair in my house because obviously living in Surrey, right, like it rains a lot, so and it's cold, so and like, you know, it gets dark quickly, so it's not like you can cut hair outside all the time. Anyways, I would do I actually used to bus to Michael DeLeva's house.
Word.
Back in the day, dude. And I used to cut his hair in the bathroom, and like we had to make this a makeshift like cape, like with a bag.
Oh.
We ripped the hole
You just
on the
like put it
top,
through?
man. And then, yeah, we put it through, and yo, man, and like I paid and that was free. That was free haircut, man.
Yeah.
Like, I did it free for a while actually, and yeah, man, like he even tried to like offer to pay me. Through bus fare.
Wow.
To get home. And I was like, no, I'm good, man, don't worry. And like he trusted me a couple times. I messed it up a couple times, you know. And then eventually, no, that was a learning curve though, right? And honestly, I got better through, like, you know, as much as you can try to watch videos and stuff like that, you will not get better unless you practice.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you just gotta do.
You gotta do it, man.
Yeah.
You gotta do it. Like I look at barbering as like cutting hair. I mean, not cutting. Like cutting hair is like doing math. You know, it's like you're always applying the same equation, or like, you know, if you keep doing the same problem, you know, like multiplication or whatever, you're always gonna know the answer. You know, so like when a client comes to me and they're like, I want this type of haircut. I've done it so many times. I say, yeah, for sure. It's just you just write that up. Like you answer it and. Sometimes, you know, maybe some people had a different some people may have had a different idea, but you know, that's why you gotta communicate with your barber. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Teamwork makes the dream work. You know what I mean? And like, don't be shy, man. I'm not a scary guy. Like, you know, that's my job, right? Like, I guess, you know, so give you the fresh, like, whatever you want, you know.
That was the first thing you said to me when I just got it in January. I'm like, teamwork made the dream work.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Damn, yo.
Yeah. But
That's dope.
like for me, like with my barbering and stuff, like I kept cutting hair, and eventually, like I was cutting hair and I was working at Below the Belt, and I was just making money so I could buy clothes and stuff, man. Like just be fresh.
Yeah.
Cause like you know, my bro back in high school, he was fresh, so he was like winning best dressed and shit and stuff like that. So I was like, yo, man, I gotta be like my bro, right? And you know, continue the legacy.
The drip.
Yeah.
The drip.
At the time when you were cutting hair, did you think that it would ever be bigger than this, or
Never, man.
That just like you're just cutting a homie's hair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everybody doesn't expect to be where they are a year from, like, even a year from now, you will never expect to be where you are. You know what I mean?
Oh,
but
for real.
and even a year prior, you never expected to be where you are now. You know what I mean? And you know, it's basically, for me, it's just like I just try to control my present situations so that my future is different. You know what I mean? And you know, a lot of, like, you just gotta, like, work hard and just know what you want to do. You know what I mean? You know, for me in the future, it's like barbering is not, it's not what I want to be. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to, I want to be just more. I don't want to just be Barber Nate. You know what I mean? I would rather just be like Nathaniel. You know what I mean? Because, like, I've always been kind of just like a low profile type of dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, you know, as much as I've been growing, like, it's even hard for me to adjust, man. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, you have so many people come into the shop and all that stuff, and, like, you know, naturally people just they want to, you know, come support and all that stuff. You know, just like all good positive vibes.
Good
man.
vibes, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Positive energy all around, man. You know.
Like, I love it though. You are influencing a lot in the community as well. So.
You know, I hope so, man. I hope so, man. I always do. I always try to give I always try to give people a different perspective and stuff like that, and, like, I try to learn from other people, you know, and I'm never afraid to be wrong, and you know what I mean, and, like, I always want to just be the best person I can be, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Willing to learn all the time.
Always.
Another thing I want to ask is like, when you started out, like, your parents didn't want you to cut hair, but, like, what was your bro thinking? Like,
oh, you know, it's funny. I missed this part out too. My brother, when he was in high school, he was cutting his friend's hair too.
Oh.
So that was the same set.
Wow.
The same set. And actually, you know what? I made a mistake. Like, my brother was actually the first one to give me a fade.
Oh, okay.
And then my friend Taylor Brown, actually, he's a basketball player.
Yeah.
He was, like, cutting hair a little bit too, and he was another person trying to give me a fade.
Oh.
Yeah. How'd those
Yo,
turn out?
He pushed my hairline back, bro. But he's the first guy to ever give me a lineup. I give you that. You know, I remember I was going in. I was like, never had it. You know, it started growing out right away. I was in the mirror. I was like, what the heck is this, man? You know, and, like, you know, a lot of those personal experiences, man. Like, it really shaped the way that I am as a barber. You know, and how I approach my clients all the time. So, you know, that's why I, like, you know, if something's sticking out and I see it, I'm gonna cut it. You know what I mean? And, like, if I've just, through so much experience, if I can see you looking in the mirror, looking at something, I can see you looking at it. You know, and I'll fix it.
Okay.
I'll fix it.
That's why it's so crazy when I sit in Nate's chair, because I can't see.
Yeah.
Because my glasses are off. So I'm like,
Same.
so I'm like, all right, man, I trust you full-heartedly.
Yeah.
It's like, I trust you, man.
And
like,
I love that too, man.
Yeah.
You know, because, like, a lot of people didn't trust me before,
Yeah.
you know? And, like, it's
Yeah.
it's a good feeling, you know? That, like, because, you know, as a human being, you don't know if you're doing something right. You know what I mean? You're stuck in your own mentality, I mean, in your own perspective, you know? And, like, you're just stuck there, and, like, you don't know if you're doing right or wrong. You're just doing what you feel is right, you know? Yeah. And to anybody out there that feels like, you know, things are hard right now, like, trust me, things will get better, you know? Like, for sure. Like, you just got to keep persevering, you know? Patience is key, right? Not, like, you just gotta know what you want. That's all it is. Yeah.
Speaking of what you want, what's your favorite hairstyle to cut?
Favorite hairstyle cut? Favorite hairstyle cut?
I think I might have something to show you. Hold on. Wait, go on.
I honestly, oh man, it's hard to say. I don't know what. It depends on the person, really.
Oh, for sure, definitely.
You know what? I'd say like buzz cuts.
Buzz cuts.
Yeah, buzz cuts. I like buzz cuts. If
fade all around.
Yeah.
How does that work?
like you know, just like, you know, a little hair on top. I like doing those ones. Those people. I just like the way it looks. You know, like the comb over is just like so simple. You know. Like,
yeah.
Like I like that, like doing that, you know.
Yeah. My head's a little bit harder to cut though.
It is a little bit harder
because
but
like
everybody's
yeah.
Nobody's head's perfect, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know
It's just like when like someone sits in the chair, you kind of like like it's just an easier cut if like your head is perfect, you know.
I used to cut this guy. This guy's when I cut this guy's hair, the fade looks sick, man. Yeah. It's good, nice hair to fade.
Remember when we used to do like high lows, like in
Oh, yeah,
between breaks
man.
and
The
stuff?
high lows.
In school, bro. Like
Yeah.
during school, we walked to your house.
Yeah, we would.
We-
Yeah,
we
man.
straight
We have like a photography class, whatever.
Yeah.
I remember that stuff.
we would. I'll cut his hair, man. I'll cut his hair.
Practice the high low.
Yeah.
Have you ever done like crazy designs?
Yeah, I've done crazy designs, but like personally for me, it's just like, it's just too much effort. You know what I mean? Like, even like, I do like small ones and stuff like that. But like,
Yeah.
the thing is like when you do designs like that, if you look at it in the mirror, it's like sticking out a little bit.
Yeah,
You know, and
yeah.
then like it only looks cool like when you turn your head. So like I don't want to, I don't like. That's my work, right?
Yeah.
So like people are gonna go around and be like, I got this from Barber Nate, and when it's grown out, it's gonna look kind of weird. Right?
Yeah.
So no hate on anybody that does do designs, but like people's like that's why some people are more expensive because that's what they kind of
yeah,
specialize
for sure.
in, right? Like if I could do designs in my head, I probably wouldn't, but it's cool. I've done like a Seahawks logo on some guy's head.
Dope.
Fat.
Like recently, like in the Supple Fades era, or like
No,
like
like
back then.
back when I was working at a barbershop. When I was working at a
Oh,
barbershop.
shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. Like upon being asked that, you're like, what? A Seahawks? Like,
Yeah.
You're just like looking on your phone, like, okay, Seahawks.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
I try my best.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that fall under like
Say no more.
say no more? I love that meme.
That's true.
He was going to a Seahawks game. That's why he wanted
Yeah.
it.
That's
Yeah.
love though.
Yeah.
What's like the craziest like request you ever had?
Oh shit.
I had this guy like he wanted like a ton of lines in his head, and like he wanted me to fade it a certain way.
Yeah.
It was like reverse fade, and like it was like it's a headache, man.
Where was this at?
It
I
was
know,
at my
like,
barbershop, man. I actually got a nosebleed doing that. Man. I was so stressed out. I was like, yo, like I don't even know why this guy wanted it, man. It was like it turned out nice, but it was just like, man, like, and then he would come to the shop and like he'd always try to get me to do it, and like I'd be like, nah, I'm not trying to cut this guy. You know, and then I was like, man, it took me like an hour and a half. So, you know, it's cool sometimes, but
Wait, how does this go? Like lines? Just like
I think I know what he's talking about.
yeah,
yo.
man,
It's like each like
it's
gap
like-
in the line has like
yeah.
a different fade, yo.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
So
Oh,
it's
okay.
like
Wow.
super hard, yo.
It's kind of
Oh, that's hard.
called like a 4 a.m. fade, and it was a mohawk too. So it's like instead of doing straight across and like doing kind of cool lines and stuff, it was like I had to do a mohawk in the back, and I had to fade all of it and stuff. It was nuts, man. I hated it.
What?
I hope if anybody finds that hairstyle cool, do not come to me, please. I'm just kidding, but I'll try to do my best. But
damn,
I don't.
That's some dedication right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Fuck, dude. I'd be like, nah. I don't know.
Straight up.
So funny. I was like memeing it out earlier. Like, yo, I'm gonna become a barber too. I mean, buzzes by bread. Straight
Buzzes
buzz.
by
Oh,
bread,
only
buzzes.
buzz cuts, bro.
No, I hope
Dick
that
cuts.
was. If you ever have a book, I hope that was. I'm one of the inspirations.
Bugs by brand. It's pretty good.
I grew out my mustache again, and it was like $80 per cut. Yo,
You should
Buzzes.
do that, man.
buzzes?
No, you should do the curl.
Oh yeah, I did, and then like to the audience, I used to have like a mustache. I used to rock a mustache. I used to curl it sometimes, but then so much maintenance.
Oh, for
sometimes.
sure.
Like I like legit my barber Justin, he used to hook me up with like all like the mustache wax and all that stuff.
What?
I'm like, yeah,
That's
straight up.
crazy. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I had like a mustache comb, bro.
Whoa!
And I'm like,
Yo, it's serious business, bro.
It is, eh?
Serious business,
tough,
brother.
man.
It is.
Yeah.
I currently work at a hotel at the moment. My guests used to, they love that stuff.
Oh,
you
for
know?
sure.
They saw me and they're like, oh, damn,
Yeah.
I get swagged out.
Yeah, Asian dude too. Like Asian people can't really grow facial hair that nicely.
One of those lucky people.
Yeah, no doubt.
And recently, just found out, I'm like looking at myself in the mirror.
Yeah.
I'm actually starting to grow hair here.
Oh yeah,
On my like my sideburns, and it's just
Wow.
going down to like here.
In
Keep shaving it, bro.
time it'll
Keep
come,
shaving
bro.
it.
Trust
Keep
me, man. It
shaving
comes
it.
with age.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, I've had luck with my experience. I've
Yeah.
had a lot of clients
Yeah.
that same as you, like it was like barely there,
But
and eventually it just comes.
Wait, is that
back.
actually true that if you shave
So
it
to
more?
all
it's
my
thicker?
to all my Filipinos and Asians out there, if you see those whiskers on your cheek, there is a possibility, man.
Hey.
It could be patchy though.
Yeah,
Could be
that's
patchy.
That's Asian. That's
You know,
the Asian fucking mustache.
don't get your hopes up,
patchy, bro.
I hope mine doesn't turn out like that. But like in the future though, like probably like a year, 2 years, 3 years down the line, whatever, I actually want to like have like a
A
beard.
chin strap.
Like shit, like chin all the way.
No, it's
here
cool.
to the
Yeah.
bottom. I want like
Oh, yeah,
line it up
man.
and all that stuff.
Yeah, and like a crop. Ooh,
Oh,
that'd be
ooh.
fresh. That'd be fresh. And a low fade. Yeah. Maybe some designs.
Mm.
Oh.
Designs, the lines.
Yeah, the lines, the
Full-
mohawk.
4 a.m. fade.
Yeah, man.
Holy.
That was cool.
Justin's down for that stuff, man. He is, man. So, that Vancouver barbers stuff, man.
Mhm.
They all love to do those.
Oh, is that
That's
what
what I
they
love,
actually
bro.
do?
Yeah, a lot of them
They
try
do
to
like
do
the
that.
crazy shit.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's a dope scene out there.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. That's why you're always out there, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
my girl's out there too.
Mhm.
So
Yo, try something new, yo, and actually try the fucking
What?
reverse fade.
reverse fade.
Reverse fade.
I
Yo,
try
you should
different
do.
hairstyles.
You should do like
Inverse
you know,
mohawk.
You should do like a reverse fade from here,
Mhm.
and like just have like a strip combing over it, like right here.
Bruh, it sounds
Strip comb
hard
over
as
like that.
fuck.
Like let's say your hair right now, right? And then you shave both sides,
Yeah.
and you don't fade it,
Mhm.
and then like there's just one strip, and it's going to go over like this,
Oh.
Jeez.
and then just do a reverse fade.
You have hair here.
There's still hair here.
In the bottom. Yeah. After the
Yeah.
podcast, you book an appointment with Nate. It's like, oh shit.
Ah, shit. That's all right, man. Buzzes by Bren. You know, that's all
Oh
right.
shit, dude, yourself.
2020.
Oh yeah.
That's next year, though.
2019, bro.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Ceston, you wanted to show Nate something?
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
up?
yeah. I don't know. Check out these hairstyles, man. So these are the hairstyles of the decade. So
Oh
it
yeah.
started in 1910s.
That's cool.
Tell me, man.
Yo,
what-
she
what do you think
pale
about
as
it? What do you think about 'em?
Fuck.
You ever had like people ask for one of these?
Oh for sure.
Think any of those come
Super
back?
old stuff.
For sure.
Those come back.
Yeah, man. Like
This looks like
even
insidious, bro.
like people who grew up in that era, right?
Yeah.
I used, like, cause when I used to work at a barbershop in Coquitlam, I had everybody coming to me, like all
Oh yeah,
types
because I
of
have like
people.
the magazines on the table.
No,
right?
not even. It's just like it
You
was
do
just
so
like
many
a
heads a day. too.
yeah. It's just
Yeah.
like there's so many people coming
Yeah.
to me that
It wasn't by appointment.
Yeah, so like it was like all walk-ins and like
Yeah.
super busy shop, super busy.
Oh, I was meaning to ask you, what you think about like not doing the appointments, like going just like head by head, head
Like
after
walk-in?
head after head. Yeah, walk-ins. Like you not
um,
about it, right?
You know what it is like when you're going to a walk-in barbershop,
For sure.
you're waiting for your haircut.
Yeah.
And like if there's people in front of you, you're gonna have to wait for them too, right?
Yeah.
And in reality, like if you're gonna be waiting for like an hour and a half, like if you
Yeah.
drive, you can get to downtown and back.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like you can do a lot of stuff
Yeah.
in that hour and a half, right?
Yeah.
And
For
like
sure.
I feel like it's not fair
Yeah.
as a barber, and I feel like I have to make it as convenient for everybody. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And like working at that barbershop, it really taught me like, you know, everybody is really like roughly around this, like each haircut is roughly around the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, if you're experienced enough, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously some new haircuts you might have to, or like some new clients you might have to take a little bit longer because their hairstyle is different, you know, or like the hairstyle is different, or you've never done their hair.
Yeah.
And basically, like working there, it was just like we would have like 12 people waiting, and there's like 8 barbers, and like everybody has someone in their chair.
Mm.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And like each barber is finishing around like, you know, half an hour to 45 minutes each haircut. You know what I mean? But you have all these people waiting here,
Exactly.
like 2 hours, 3 hours.
Wow.
And it's just like, I was like, man, that's not fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like before, I was like that in my garage. Like I'd just tell people, "Oh, come at this time," and I'll tell like 3-4 people, and whoever gets there first gets their haircut.
First come, first serve.
Because we're so young, we're all on feet. Right?
Yeah.
so yeah, like that.
Yeah.
And then like eventually like you know, there's booking websites out there, right?
Yeah.
So you know, you use that to your advantage, right? If you're a young business owner or a young entrepreneur, aspiring entrepreneur, you know, use resources. Like you know, we live in a generation where
there's so many resources.
So many resources. Yeah.
So we got some little bit of time for some Instagram questions. First one from Mandy. Hey, shout out to Mandy.
Hey, Mandy.
Would you ever consider extending your services to women?
You know, it's funny that I thought about it like a couple of days ago. I was like, man, if I were to do women's hair, like the thing is that I would move downtown and like you know, work at a shop there.
Yeah.
And like I have so many clients here, and I feel like, you know, whatever I built right now, it's just like it'd be a hard balance.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
But like if I had a lot of barbers in the shop and they were you know, everybody liked their haircuts.
Yeah.
You know?
Supple.
Exactly. Like I could probably extend on to.
Yeah.
You know, sky's the limit, right?
Have you ever cut women's hair?
Yeah, I've cut women's hair, but like
It's like layering. It's like a little bit different, right?
it's just a hassle.
It's all,
man.
it's all,
Is it, eh?
it's all scissor work.
Yeah, it is
All
all
scissor
scissor
work.
work, and it's
man.
like expensive too.
To
for
all
girls.
the women hairdressers out there, you know, I
Props.
respect you.
Yeah.
It's really hard. It's really
Yeah.
hard. They make
My
really
mom's a
good money
hairstylist
though.
actually.
Mhm.
Or was.
They make really good money. So I might do it. But
I know the coloring. Like when you do the coloring of the hair, that's a lot of money too.
Oh, it's crazy,
Yeah.
crazy money,
Yeah.
crazy money.
Do you color hair?
No,
Oh, okay.
I don't
But
like
you've done it,
messing
though.
with the chemicals and stuff.
It smells bad, bruh.
It smells bad, and it's just like I said, I don't want to be barber a long time, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So like you know, I want to reserve my hands and stuff like that. You know,
And your health.
Yeah, my grandma, she used to teach hair school in the Philippines.
Ah.
So she was a hairstylist actually.
Oh, word.
Wow.
And you know, she was like always telling me all these things that could happen, and like I was like, yeah, I'll just stay away from that stuff. Yeah.
It's straight up chemicals though.
It is.
though.
It's
Yeah,
all chemicals,
yeah,
man.
it is,
Like
it
even
is.
if you're wearing gloves,
Yeah, it seeps.
you know, it can seep through.
Yeah.
You know, so you know.
I remember the first time I dyed my hair. Like I bleached
Is there a
it.
picture?
Would you use yo, John?
Is there a picture?
Bro, I want to dye my hair. Too.
No, I legit had I used to rock like a full hawk back then.
Yes, sir.
Right, and then like I used to go to Florence Haircuts in Surrey, and in the back in Florence Haircuts, there's this
Kathy.
nice lady in the back.
Kathy.
Her name's Kathy.
Yeah.
Homie Kathy, she decided it's Christmas. Let me hook you up with hair coloring.
What?
It was so
That's
spontaneous.
crazy.
So spontaneous. She gave me a fresh cut.
Wow.
And then she gave me, I forgot what like the hairstyle or the style of what it was.
Frosted tips, yo.
Yeah, frosted tips. So basically
I remember that.
I don't know if she bleached it, but then like I had like tinfoil in my hair. What is that called? That's just like normal.
I don't know.
Just
man.
like hot,
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah,
No,
dyeing it,
dyeing it,
bleaching it, yeah.
Yeah, she like bleached out my hair and it was like platinum blonde. I used to have
Yeah.
like platinum blonde hair, like tips,
Damn.
fades.
And you had the bangs like this.
Yes,
too.
sir.
Oh,
And
shit.
then he was rocking that, yo.
It's the hideous thing.
You
back
remember
in the
that,
day.
right? Aaron, yo, Ceston knows that too.
It was
Yeah,
like grade 9.
yeah,
Great night.
yeah, man.
I loved it though.
I remember that, dude.
I fucked with it so heavy. I was like,
Yeah.
dude,
You had
this is sick.
you had the merce too, right?
Yeah.
The merce, man. Yo, everybody here.
troops.
Brendan was enamored, right? No, don't let the smile fool you, man. Don't let the smile fool you, man. You know,
Yeah.
this guy
He'd kill you, yo.
this guy probably has some bear mace in his closet from like
No,
6
sir.
years ago,
His
man.
mace back
Batons,
Batons.
batons, man, from night market.
I swear,
Yeah,
I'm 18, yo.
Swear, matey.
I swear, man, they would sell it to you regardless,
straight.
bro.
Yeah.
They would. Just be like,
Yeah.
don't.
You gotta flex real hard.
Don't
Yo.
say
You
you
gotta front
No, they
real
would
hard.
say like, "Yo, just don't spray it inside the night market, cause it'll come back to us." I'm like, "What?"
Oh man. Another question from the homie Jared Javillionaire. Hey, man, Nate, they'd be so fresh, man. Where does he get all his clothes from?
Oh,
Where does he get all his clothes from?
Man, I get it from everywhere. Like,
name like 3 specific places.
Top 3,
where you-
top
three.
yeah, top 3 that you'll love to
Go
shop.
to.
Yeah.
well, like I don't really go shopping too much. Like,
Yeah.
like I bought, like, I used to buy a lot of clothes, man. I used to spend all my money on
Yeah.
clothes. So like, a lot of my pieces early on, like, oh man, I don't know why you asked this question, man. No,
Supple.
you know what, Jared, he asked, he actually, he used to thrift a lot, and
Yeah.
back then I didn't really have that much access to, you know, being able to thrift and stuff, but
Yeah.
his cousin would actually take him all the time, so he used to find clothes and I would buy clothes off him.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
The
And,
plug.
Dang.
so he was hooking me up, man, and like, there's so many things I have in my closet still to this day, and I could be like, man, Jared gave me that, you know.
Word.
And then his cousin, his cousin owns the archive, and I've known them since like we're in elementary school, like back, you know, like playground days, right?
That's sick.
And you know, we were he same thing. He used to thrift and stuff like that. He actually used to work at Valley Village at one point.
Whoa.
Yeah,
so he's
man.
like,
Really?
the
The
ultimate
ultimate plug.
man.
Yeah, taking
And,
like the freshest shit.
You know, so like back then I was, because I was so into like b-boying and all that stuff, like, you know, I used to listen to mad old school hip hop, you know, and like I used to watch music videos, like, you know, as a young kid I'm on YouTube, I'm just watching all these music videos, you know, and I was just look at what they're wearing and I'm like, yo, that's fresh, you know, and like, you know, and like eventually it became back in, you know, but to me that was like, I just liked that stuff because that was what I liked, you know what I mean? I would watch the music video, I'd see the way they style it, and like I'd be like, yo, like, if they can rock it back then and people think it's nice back then, the same way the brain works, it's gonna program eventually, you know, if you get it right, your brain is gonna program itself and be like, wow, that guy is like, he looks good, you know what I mean?
This guy wavy.
So like that's really like what you know, like got me into that style. And yeah, like now LJ, he owns the archive.
Shouts down.
Shouts out to archive.
Hey.
They linked up actually. He has a partner named Chloe. He's actually got it for cheap on Instagram. You know, he's a pretty big deal. Oh, my bad. He's a pretty big deal. You know, he's pretty humble. You know,
Dope.
but this dude, you know, he's big shot. Sells to celebrities.
Hey.
He doesn't like to show his personal life on there, so no one really knows it's him. Anyways, I exposed you, bro. My bad, bro. Yeah,
Had to get the shout out.
I mentioned this because
Yeah.
originally it was supposed to be us 3 in a shop.
Wow.
So I wanted
Around what year though? Around what?
this is
Circa-
this is right before I got reported.
So
2017.
2017. So I was cutting in my garage.
Yeah.
And I was cutting Chloe's hair, and I was like, "Yo, man, my homie LJ, like, he's like got mad clothes, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you two should start a shop together. Wow. You know." And then one day I like surprisingly I called LJ and I was like, "Yo, come to my shop." And Chloe was getting a haircut. I linked them up, and I was like, "Yo, man, let's find a spot where like I have this small section, and I'm cutting in the section, and then you have
That's like it's kind of like
dipped exactly
Yeah, there
from
it is.
yeah." So that was the original plan, and then I was actually, you know, that's what I was saving up for. And you know, I was actually like, we had a group chat, everything, you know.
Yeah,
I was driving around Surrey looking for spots,
Like checking out after places and shit. Yeah, that's dope.
like,
man.
and I'm like, you know, I'm like, what? I'm still 18, man.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
At the time, and then eventually I got reported, and they were still looking for spots, and you know, eventually it became the archive. So, you know, funny backstory, right?
Yeah.
But that was like before. That's like what detail before, you know, I got reported and went to that shop.
Yeah.
So eventually I had to go to my own shop, and they just eventually just broke off, did their own thing, right?
And then
Yeah.
they met through you. Like they never knew of each
No,
other.
they would
Oh.
run into each other like thrifting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right?
that's
it's because like, it's a
crazy.
community, like, you know,
Oh,
like
it is.
the vintage like streetwear community. You
Yeah.
know what I
Oh,
mean?
word.
Yeah. But like all these youngest, man, I know you guys just like it because of Instagram. You know, I was actually looking for that stuff. Like like really digging. You know, I was rocking like all the. You know, remember you see me
Like the vintage
stuff? Yeah.
all the Tommy Hilfiger, Polo Sport.
Or like the sports
Raiders.
teams.
Yeah, like we're like Jerry. He was like, psh, man, this guy had like a matching vintage snapback for the matching
With,
for
like, the
matching
bus,
starter.
yes,
You
The
know?
Hornets gear, you know?
Yeah, man. That was just my
Fresh ass shit,
that was just
bro.
like my crew though. You know, like we all just you know this right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
even these guys, man. Like we had like 2 crews, right? Like
Yeah,
it was like these guys they wore all the. These guys all wore all the hype stuff, not hype, but like the like high end, like
The
like,
black.
the black,
All
like
black.
back then that was what the designer like it was really designer influence.
Designers.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
we're like
Vintage.
like kind of like the vintage
Streetwear.
like,
Classic
street classic streetwear
Chic.
stuff.
Yeah.
And like, but then it was like we wore it in such a different way. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And you know, like, and also we would just mix it up with the new stuff. You know what I mean? All the time. You know, we didn't have to go full vintage. It looked weird, right? But I remember back in the day, I was rocking a bucket hat, yo, and like,
Yeah.
you know,
Bucket hat's still dope.
everybody hated on me, bruh. Everybody, whoever listens to this, they know, they were hating on me. They hating on me. I've been more than that. A year later, it became cool.
Yo,
Same with the overalls.
You started that shit.
Same with the overalls.
Oh.
one thing too,
Yeah.
yo. Like when everyone started getting perms, yo. But I remember like this guy always had curly hair, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I always had like the, like like grade 10, grade 11. I always just shaved because I was too lazy to cut my top.
Yeah.
So I'd always just shave the sides, and eventually it would just grow so long, and then like eventually it's what the kids now have, right? Like they just shave the sides because it doesn't look like it's straight, because that's the only part that grows out straight. So you can't tell it's like a straight perm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't really rock my hair like that no more. I
You
like
just
the
go
style
naturally
though.
have curly hair though. Right? That's it.
It's a natural curl.
It's like Kenneth,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kenneth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But Kenneth never rocked that. He didn't know he had curly hair. You know? He never grew it out that long.
Yeah, he never.
Oh.
It was like always so
I
short.
told him
Yeah.
because
Oh, yeah, I
I
remember.
could look at his hair and I'd be like, "Yo, your hair is like mine."
Like
And
nappy.
I told him, I was like, "Yo, you should grow it out," and eventually he never grew it out until he grew it out a little bit, but he would still comb it over.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, "Man, just leave it curly, bro." And he started rocking it curly, man. Now people mistake him for me.
Hey, you got quite an audience in the chat. Say what's up to everyone over there.
Whatever rock cornrows. You know, shouts out to Jack Paul Dos Anjos.
Hey.
Who's that? Stretch Monroe, Eric Pizarro. You know,
You show him Brian's
Brian. And,
Can Nate do
Kyle.
box braids?
Yo, can you do box braids, bro?
Could I do box braids? Yeah, I could. I could do a lot of hair, a lot of stuff with my hair. I want it to be longer. I could do cornrows too.
I think Brian meant
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah, I think he meant for him, yo.
Can you do it on
Oh,
somebody else?
Can you do it for him?
For me, nah, I don't do that.
I
Nah, I don't do that. Man.
show that.
It's no. It says would Nate rock cornrows?
No,
No,
for
no, I'm
Brian.
talking about-
Oh yeah, man.
He wants to get it done
No,
already.
just go with the homegirl Marisha, Isapadovo, bang a braid. She works at Titanium Studios in downtown.
Wow.
She's really good at braids.
I think he might have to hit you up for that.
Hopefully one day I get my hair braided by you. And there's also Lindsay Hair in Salon Elegant. You know, I see you. You know, I got clients that come to you.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
It is.
So one, it's a general question for everyone. Just before we're coming into the closing
Closing
segments. Top two current brands that you fuck with at the moment. Clothing brands.
Oh,
specifically.
I want to be last.
Clothing brands?
Dude.
Starting with Nate. Let's
Clothing
go.
brands.
Just shift down a little bit though.
We're talking high end.
Clothing brands.
There's just any brands, right?
Any brands?
Any brands
Any brands?
that you fuck with.
Can't say.
Can't say.
I never just wear one brand.
It's just like whatever comes up in your head,
Comes
I
to mind.
guess. Like
Whatever's
I guess.
nice. Yo.
I know,
Yeah.
but that's the thing. Is
I know, right?
I have like so many clothes, man.
Yeah.
So many clothes. I'd say I like MCM a lot.
Yeah, Dutch.
You know, it's just different, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
So you fucks with like their bags and
yeah,
wallets.
and like you know what, man,
accessories.
like always go to like Nike, man.
Yeah, Nike, yeah.
You know, like keep it simple, right? Like
Yeah.
Nike's always a go-to, so
For sure.
I can't
For
leave
sure.
that out. Yeah.
Checks out stride.
You'll go this way. You'll go this way. I don't know.
No, Jordan, you're next.
Bro, I
man.
have no. I don't know, man.
Top
Top
of your
two.
head.
Yeah.
I think the things you just
You've
look
been
off
fucking
of.
with your whole life.
Not whole.
Nah,
Just
okay,
like whatever
okay.
you're fucking with now.
Gap.
Right? Yeah.
Yo, straight up, man. Like,
Fucking Hanes underwear, bruh.
dude, I'm not. I'm not too like picky. about
Hanes
stuff.
underwear, man. Fruit on
I
the
just-
Loom.
Fruit by the Loom.
Yo, man, like
Chill.
'cause you know what? Like I be like no cap, bro. I be going to Walmart, man, and I've been
George?
Yeah.
like you know the sport stuff, you know the crew necks. I buy like the
sure.
whole set. I
Yeah.
just,
Superstore,
it's like
bro.
10
Joe
bucks
Fresh.
each, man.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Costco, that's my place, bro. They got like
Kirkland?
4 Gs for
Yo,
$16.
I'm
bruh.
wearing a Kirkland right now,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
That's come on, man. They don't the brands don't matter, but
Me
That's what I'm gonna
It's
say.
just-
That's what I was gonna say,
it's just if it's your hobby, yeah,
Yeah.
it's our hobby. That's why we're talking about it, right?
We'll come
Brands
back.
never
though.
matter,
Yeah.
yo. Go
bro.
back,
We'll come back to Jordan. Top
I'm Cozy, so Lululemon and Reigning Champ. Those are
Word.
the brands I fuck with hard.
two. Mr. Lululemon.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Going back to Nike, like I like what ACG does with like the technical
For
stuff.
sure.
Yeah.
Different fabrics
sure.
they use and just like I think their designer Harrison Hughes, they designed like a season and like I think they really influenced that for the next season too.
Yeah.
It's classic, man.
Yeah, there's like
Nike
ACG,
Yeah.
Nike.
So you really
Just like-
fuck with like the technical gear and like all
Yeah,
that.
just like
yeah.
when they use different fabrics, different cuts, and like when they get like really innovative with it.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
So it's not like
For
just
sure.
the same. It's like a jacket,
Yeah.
but it's like a different jacket. that
Nike's
you
been
use.
good at with that, like collaborating with a lot of designers and stuff. Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
yeah. Not
Just
just
It's
like
definitely
house
famous,
especially for
designers.
shoes.
Yeah, yeah.
And like they give like rappers like their own shoes.
Of
and
course,
this and that,
of course,
too,
of
so-
course.
Yeah, they
And
they
like extends
into
out
the
the Jordan
culture.
brand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like they give like Travis Scott his own Jordan.
Mhm.
Yeah,
His
yeah,
Air,
yeah.
That Air Force was
The Air Force is
crazy.
awesome,
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar.
How
Yeah,
about
the
you?
Cortezes, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
How about you? How about you?
Oh man, number one, my one and only G Star, man.
Oh, G-Star, yeah,
Woo.
Pharrell.
Pharrell, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, look-
Really?
Lately,
Are
they've
you
been
wearing
on a
G-
slump.
Are you
but-
wearing G-Star?
No, not right now. but,
No.
but still, I still
Yo, they
fuck
make some
with
sick denim though.
That's-
I must say. I must say.
3301, baby.
Yeah.
Yo, man, number two. H&M. Kidding. Oh, this is a tough one. Damn.
It's actually
Well,
hard,
Jack
bro.
Paul,
It's
True
hard.
Religion,
Bring it back to
baby.
Jordan. Bring it back
Ah,
to
there you
Jordan.
go. Yeah. True
True
Religion,
Religion.
buddy. Kidding. So
Yo,
number
they
one,
fell off, for
G Star. Number two, for a long time now, I've been fucking with Oakenfort. For a very long time. I kind of like
Like the
their-
pastel colors and stuff.
Yeah, with their styles
Or
and
not
whatnot.
soft, not pastel, soft
so like
tone.
just like a soft style, loose style kind of
Yeah.
thing. So I've been kind of into that lately. So
That's a good one.
that's me.
That is a good one.
Ceston, hop on.
I don't know.
Proud of man.
Honestly, I'm gonna say Nike.
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 Yeah, y'all
Nike,
invited me,
yeah.
man.
I'm not really.
I can't really fuck
I
with
can't
Nike,
say
man.
I'm
Nike
not really
anymore.
about brands. You know, like I don't.
Yeah.
I don't go
You
shopping
just
a
rock
lot.
where you
Yeah,
think
yeah,
so.
no. Lately, I've been going thrifting at Value Village.
Wow.
And one, you save money, and two, you just find new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so whatever I find that fits nice, has good quality, feels good, has good stitching and stuff like that, like then I'll just cop it. Whatever the brand is, even if it's, I don't know, something dumb, right? Whatever the brand is,
Dom.
I'll get it. If it looks good, it fits nice,
Dumb.
it's comfortable,
Yeah.
I'll buy it.
Are you stupid?
But Nike though.
Nike.
You
Nike.
can find lots of Nike at the thrift store, man.
could.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Sure.
Bro,
At
honestly,
least
man,
one.
I used to be extremely like big on brands and stuff, yo. But I mean,
As of late.
as
Not
of as of
really.
lately, no, I'm not really like super heavy on brands. Like whatever, honestly, whatever looks nice, I rock
Okay,
with.
man. Favorite underwear brand then?
Bro, to be
Saks.
honest, yo,
Saks.
Yeah, Saks for real.
Saks for real, but I'm not
Yeah.
wearing Saks right now.
Tommy
Saks.
Hilfiger.
Yeah.
Calvin Klein.
But
Tommy Hilfiger winners, dog. Saks too,
Yeah.
winners.
They have it at Winners?
Yeah.
For real, hey.
Yeah.
Damn.
Depends
They
on
probably
which
got
one.
like the weirdest like prints ever though.
It's like the
Like,
blue
yeah,
highlight
boxers,
ones.
man.
Yeah.
I don't care
Like
about
red
what
polka
the
dots
print
and shit.
is, bro.
I have a pair of those with snowboarding on it.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah, man, wear that in
Jared
the
Lynn.
summer.
Jared Lynn, we have the same birthday, so he got it for me.
Oh
No.
damn.
Snowboarding on the.
Oh, what?
It's
Jeez.
hilarious. It's funny.
You're crazy.
Socks.
It's like dick riding. That's
Hold on.
All right.
Going back, Eric actually asked a question at the beginning of the podcast. He asked,
Excuse me.
going into that, you don't want to be just a barber, you know? Yeah. So, I want to ask, like, what's in the future for Nate? Like,
Nathaniel Lorzano, what's in the
I want to
future?
make I want to make clothes for Supple.
oh
you
yeah,
know?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And like,
more- expand out.
you
on
know,
branding.
expand out, yeah.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I just like keep investing into the shop and like
Mhm.
investing into the brand and
Mhm.
like, you know, eventually, you know, make it autonomous and make it its own entity, right?
Mhm.
And just really like I want to be so comfortable that like I can just travel, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's really what I want, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I want to be like you know, I want to be in Richmond one day
Yeah.
and like eating with my homies and it's like 12 a.m. and it's like there's a flight that you can catch at 4. And I'm
Yeah.
like, let's
Yeah.
just go.
Let's go.
Let's just go.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's my goal, man. Like a lot of barbers, like, no hate, like they want to be famous.
Mm.
Like, you know, you do your thing.
Yeah.
But for me personally, like you know, I don't like that attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do what I do. I get the love from people that
Yeah.
really mess with me. You know, I don't need to feel. I don't need all that unnecessary attention. You know,
Mhm.
especially as a barber, like when you have a lot of followers, right?
Yeah.
Like me, like, you know, if I'm getting like, you know, I can't like cut like 1,000 people in the month. You know what I mean? That's just like, you know, like so like for me it's just like I'm focused on really just making things consistent and like serving to whoever supports me, and then, you know, with that money, like invest and just chill out, man. Like I want to, yeah, you know, I want to
Living in
like,
the present.
yeah, like I want to have like a family and just like, you know, be
Yeah.
there with my kids and
Cool.
you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to be so caught up with work. right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're grinding now, so you
That's why I
So
grind
you
now.
live
and,
later.
like,
Yeah, so you
for
can
the
live later,
future.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I hope so.
That's
You know.
that's exciting stuff, man.
It
Hope
is.
so.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
What would it be if it wasn't barbering? You know?
What would it be, man? A lot of things, man. Like I would love to do like. I would love to do like design, like, you know.
Mhm.
You know, I feel like the barbering comes in hand with the
Mhm.
aesthetic,
Like the creative,
right?
Yeah.
And yeah, creativeness and or like something in business, yeah, for sure. Something in business. I love just like I just love
Being your
like
boss.
how like, yeah, stuff like that, or like just I love how business is run, man. It's just like a machine, you know.
Yeah.
Like an engine,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stats, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just adding all these moving parts.
Exactly. And like
We all work together.
every business is similar, you know.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So coming into conclusion, we ask every guest this one question at the end of every episode. Is there any advice you can give out to the audience, to all those young people out there aspiring to be themselves?
Oh, well, like you said, man, be yourself, man. You know what I mean? Be yourself, man. Like, you know, when, like, you know, yeah, the society's tough, man. You know, with all the Instagram stuff, you're so, like, people feel like you have to be a certain way, and you know that's not true. You know, do whatever makes you happy, right? Like, don't like, you know, me being on here, like, this is what I wanted to do. Like, I don't care what people think about me after this podcast. You know what I mean? Even if they like good or like, I mean, good is good, right? But but if they think bad
But
things
bad
about
is-
me, it doesn't matter, man. You know, and like same with you. Like, it's so inspiring that you have that much confidence to keep continuously trying to push this. You know what I mean? and it's like all of you guys, you know, just
Mhm.
straight respect, you know, like
Thank
even
you.
even today, it's very hard for me to be on camera, but you know,
You done well, though.
being
You killed it.
uncomfortable,
Yeah.
being uncomfortable is good. You know what I mean?
Always.
Killed
being
it, bro.
you know,
Yeah.
you always grow. You always grow.
Love it.
Yeah,
Thank you for the words.
for sure.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to episode 7 of the G-Town podcast. Like always, we appreciate every eye and ear. So, thank you. Thank you, Nate, for hopping on
Thanks,
the
Nate.
podcast with us.
Thanks for coming out.
For sure.
Appreciate it a lot.
It's been a
Salute,
pleasure.
salute to these guys for the effort, man. For sure.
It's all for you, man.
Sure.
Alrighty. Peace!
Sick.
Yes, sir.
That was
Yes,
dope, man.
sir.
That was really dope.
Yo, Nate.